are you doing here?
I was hoping we could talk.
So talk.
Her mom, she passed away.
Okay. Thanks for telling me.
How could you act like that? She was our mother.
No, she was your mother. She gave up on me a long time ago. Ever since I came back, it was like I never existed. So don't go acting all surprised now that I don't care.
Ever since you got back, you changed.
You try and see your best friends get blown up to pieces in front of you. See if you come back all hunky-dory.
What happened to you?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it. You never want to talk about it. Mom didn't give up on you. You did. I just can't see why you can't tell me what happened to you.
Do you really want to know what happened? Do you really want to know how I would go into homes and see bits and pieces of children splattered all over the wall? How I was the cause of that? Do you really want to know how when I came back, I had to pretend like none of that ever happened over there? Even when Mom kept begging me to tell her? Trish, she kicked me out. She kicked me out. I didn't ask for that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a little late for that now, isn't it?
The funeral's on Saturday. Elk Ridge at noon. Just for the record, I never gave up on you.
She never looked at me. Not once would she turn and gaze into my eyes. She looked past my head, above my shoulder, but never my eyes. And I hated her. But I was in love. Why didn't she notice me? It was almost like I didn't exist. And every time she smiled, I knew it was for someone else. Well, it wasn't really her fault. It was his. He was strong, tall, and handsome, everything I wasn't. And he had her. And I was more lonely than ever. Well, I finally got her attention. Yeah, I made her look at me. I walked up to her one day and stood right in front of her, looking ugly and hideous as usual, but she didn't dare turn away. I held the gun right up to her forehead and said, "Come with me." How could she refuse me? So we got into my car, and I made like we were going on a date. And I chatted about charming subjects, not boring like the weather or something like that. I came off as very intelligent. She was enchanted by me. So I drove her home in my beat-up little car to my beat-up little house. I picked up the gun and invited her inside. I said, "Oh, do sit down, miss, while I make us both comfortable," all the while holding the gun in my hand. I suppose that didn't make her too comfortable. I brought her champagne, set it down, and we drank and laughed together. Of course, I didn't most of the talking. The girl was scared stiff of me. She must have been. In a man's home and all, not knowing quite how to approach the situation. Yes, the conference was all put on. It was her first time. I took her down to my basement where the stone walls are cold and silent. I told her that here in this room she would know how I cried over her. Nights and nights of longing, yearning for things I couldn't have. She got a little scared then. I killed her. I killed her. I poured my heart out to her and I killed her. Oh, how I longed to have someone to share my troubles with, someone to listen to me, but no one would. And then she came, and she did listen, with a bit of persuasion. So as I held the gun to her head and finished my long tale of bars and disgrace, I realized that she was the problem. She made me what I am, a sick old man, a maniac. It was her all along. I was the victim of a twisted game. She wanted to see me hurt. She went to him so I would be hurt. She never looked at me so I would know how unbearable I was. So I killed her. I did it. And now she's in my basement, right now, lying in a pool of her own blood. Imagine that. She's here where I always wanted her, in my home. She keeps me company now. I selected her, perched up, sitting against the wall, her wall, in her own little world.
Except Penny for your thoughts. You look down, just curious. What's bothering you?
Nothing's bothering me, thanks.
You sure? I'm sure. You know what they say, right?
Excuse me?
What they say, sometimes it's easier to talk to a complete stranger.
Look, buddy, no offense, but nothing's wrong, and even if there was, I wouldn't want to talk about it.
So there is something bothering you.
No, nothing's bothering me. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my paper.
Sure, I'm sorry. Go right ahead and read your paper. You'd feel a lot better, though. If you got it off your chest, no purge yourself.
Look, buddy, I've got nothing to purge. I'm just on my lunch break and figured I'd catch a breath of fresh air.
Ah, coworkers getting to know.
No.
I mean, that's okay. Nobody gets along with everybody.
I get along with my coworkers just fine. I'm just enjoying the beautiful day. Now, please.
Sure, I'm sorry. Then it's your family.
What?
You've been pretty busy lately, haven't gotten around to calling Mom. Finally get around to it, and she lets you hear all about it. I have Mom too, you know.
You don't say. Sorry to disappoint you, but my mother and I are doing just great. Not that it's any business of yours. My dad is fine, my sister, her husband, their 2 kids. Everybody is doing just great. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my paper.
Sure. Woman. You can't live with them. You can't shoot them.
Would you please?
They confuse the living daylights out of you. Right when you think you got them figured out, bangs our way back to square one.
I don't have any woman problems either. I'm not even dating any right now.
Oh, that's okay. You'll find someone.
I don't want to find someone. I'm happy the way things are. I would just really appreciate if you'd let me get back to my paper. Could you do that for me, huh?
You betcha. You go right ahead and read your paper. But hiding from the world won't solve your problems.
I have no problems. I'm as content as anyone can be.
Under your circumstances.
Under any circumstances, I'm a very happy person with a life I'm very satisfied with.
Really? Really? And nothing's bothering you?
Nothing.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Whoops. How clumsy of me. I dropped the penny.
You were right, okay? My boss is a real moron, and I should have got that promotion instead of Gibson. But no, Gibson has no stuck up so far in the boss's spot. Then I got home yesterday to 4 messages off the machine from my dear old mom, telling me how she's every day since I last called her. What? I don't have a life of my own, and get off my back already about settling down and grandchildren. It's not easy finding the right person. It's not like I don't want to. Besides, I can't even afford to keep myself out every once in a while, let alone someone else. My car needs brakes, I lost my wallet, I've had a migraine all morning. I have a root canal appointment tomorrow at 3. My dog pooped on the rug this morning, I found out by stepping in it and tracking it all throughout the house. Then, I figured I'd take a little break from this lousy life I'm leading to go to the park and some joker insists on playing my string. Well, there you go, dog. I hope you're happy. My life is all you thought it wasn't. Now, if you don't mind, I've got 5 minutes to finish my paper. What? What?
Nothing. I was just thinking how much better you must feel getting all that off your chest.
Yeah, so much better.
Ready for your thoughts?
Pardon me?